Metaphysical Meltdown time. Yay, we made it. Thanks so much for being here. I'm really happy to be talking to Taylor Vance from the Reiki Ranch over by Chehalis. I think it's Adna, Washington, isn't it? Adna? Is that where you are, I hope?
Adna.
Yeah, she'll tell you all about it, everybody. We have been having problems with the computer. We're having all kinds of problems today. So hopefully this is going to go just fine, and we'll see everybody hop on. If you have questions for us, please just go ahead and let us know, and we'll get to you as we can. So welcome, Taylor. Thank you so very much for being with me today.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely.
I'm happy to be here.
Well, I'm just happy to see you. You guys had some crazy stuff going on over there at the Reiki Ranch. Oh my gosh. The other day, I'm a Facebook friend of Taylor's, and I saw one of her posts that said, "We just saw 50 ships." So of course I couldn't miss that. I said, "Are they coming my way?" And she said, "Yeah, they are." So what did you see over there anyway?
Well, it was the day after we had the fire, and it was about 10 o'clock at night, and my one of my associates that rents for their little trailer behind the garden came running up and banging on my door. Taylor, come out. You've got to see this. I've never seen anything like it before. So we grabbed a coat and ran out, and we stood there for 20 minutes, and we lost count, but there must have been at least 50 or more spaceships. They were very, very bright, brighter than a star, very fast, and two of them were like chasing each other around. So it was not any kind of communication satellite at all. So they have uncloaked, at least that night. Yes, I'm happy.
I think they were probably saying hi to you.
I think maybe Trump. Oh, maybe, but you know, I heard that there were 1 million of them out there from the Galactic Federation or Pleiades or wherever.
Absolutely.
But they've been cloaked.
They have, and you can see them. You can see them now a lot better. And so after I spoke with you on Facebook a minute, I of course went outside, because it doesn't take very long to get from your house to my house if you're a spaceship. And they weren't the little plasma ones that you're talking about, the quick moving ones that make a lot of sparkle. So I just kept thinking, where are they? And then pretty soon I could see, oh my goodness, a really big cloaked ship. So that was the one I started communicating with. But tell everybody about the fire you had at the ranch, because the ranch is the most beautiful place, one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, that's for sure.
Well, I guess if we have karma or something to have a fire, this was probably the best one we could possibly have. We have a 2-story ranch building here. It started near the chimney on the 2nd floor in the attic, and it must have burned an hour in the attic before it broke through. And divine synchronicity had the LeMay garbage man coming out of the street right in front of our house. It's a little dead-end street. He only does that run once a week. If it had been 5 minutes earlier or 5 minutes later, we would not have a building here. I am so grateful and thankful. There was damage. There was water damage too, but it was amazing. We had no idea the roof was on fire. We were working inside down here on the lower floor. So
I am so glad that the best possibility happened, that you guys got out and that you're safe. And you're wanting to be rebuilding the Reiki Ranch, and we're going to talk about that. I hope everybody could donate a little bit to the GoFundMe for that, for Taylor's Ranch and Roy's Ranch, because it's a beautiful thing. What all do you do there? Can you describe what you do at the Reiki Ranch?
Well, we do energy healings all over the world. We do a lot on Facebook. We also teach energy healing. We teach traditional Reiki. We give away Reiki 1 class. It's a hands-on class. It's 6 hours, and we do that 3 or 4 times a year. All the student has to do is buy their manual. It's a $15 manual. They get a 6-hour class, and they get certified in Reiki 1. Usually we have 20 students or so for that class. We like to give a lot. And we also do the Reiki Master the same weekend. And then we do the laser Reiki classes, which is multidimensional healing.
And you guys are not kidding around on that multidimensional healing, because I have had that from these folks from the Reiki Ranch before. I love it when you put out those free calls, when you say, who's out there that needs healing? And then there's a whole room full of people focusing in.
Oh, yeah. You know, we could do that on Zoom sometime during the class. We need people to practice on. The students work on themselves every day that we have class. And then I like for them to have some new people to work on. So usually we do it over the telephone, but we could do a special like this.
You should. People
So
would
it gives
love
my
that.
students.
You would yeah, people would love that, because it's so interesting. You'll call me, and then you'll say, okay, and you can hear people going, hello, hello, hello. Who has their liver? I do. I've got a leg. You know, it's really great. It's really great. And if anybody out there that's listening has never had a group healing before with a lot of people vibing in, it's otherworldly. It feels so good, and you never know what's going to happen when you get done with that healing. And so there's always a call to let these guys know what happened afterwards, so that they can kind of track it. But how long have you been doing this, and how did you find that beautiful place? That's what I want to know.
Well, we've been here 20 years. We were living 5 miles away from here. We had moved to Washington in around 1990. And then we lived in the woods for 10 years. It wasn't that bad. It was really nice. We lived in the middle of 100 acres where we rented a little spot and had an organic garden. And then in order to teach, we would go out on the road and rent a facility or hotel, conference room or something, and do our teaching there. But it's much better to have our own place. We can bring people out of the city into the country. Mm-hmm. Much better than renting a room in a hotel, for sure.
Absolutely. How big is
so how do we get here?
What's that?
The property is 22 acres. And it was some more divine synchronicity that got us here, because we didn't know we could afford it. But more interesting circumstances that the owner would carry the note, so we did not have to finance it through a bank. Mm-hmm. So,
and perfect
my
water.
internet's a little bit unstable.
It's a little
perfect
odd,
water. That's we'll have spring water here, and it comes from maybe a half a mile from the house. It comes from up in Weyerhaeuser's hillside. Mm-hmm. There's no people living up there at all, no cattle, no nothing, mm-hmm. just pure water. We think it comes from some deep spring. Delicious water, very healing too.
Absolutely. And then gardens and chickens and birds and cats. And there's just all kinds of coolness at the Reiki Ranch. You guys can tell there's something really neat going on when you're up there. But you also have products too that you tell people about. That's one of the things I was interested in. And then also your process, how you help people, how you actually do it. You have your own way.
Okay, well, we have a new product. I've been testing it. I don't know if you can see these.
Okay.
Third eye
Okay.
product. These are lava stones. I had these specially made in China for healing. I have been wearing one myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that my thymus gland, which right in the middle of my chest, is always 10 out of 10. So its vibrational frequency is 10 out of 10 when I wear this. So I got to thinking, I said, wow, my T cells are being made via my thymus gland. And if it's a 10 out of 10, then I should have perfect cells in the body. At least we're starting off perfect, considering what's going on in the world. But so, and I got to measuring the life force frequency, and this one is only 1500. So I was talking to some China manufacturers, and they said they have new equipment, and they could make me some that were 10,000. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
10,000. That's these 10,000. So I said, well, that's quite a bit stronger. And then I started putting them on pictures of people's organs and also giving them the laser Reiki energy through the pendants, the laser Reiki.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
I noticed the frequency coming up incredibly.
Mm-hmm.
Remote healing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we're constantly experimenting and seeing what works best for people and for, remote healings. I was thinking about giving a class in these too. We have made a belt.
Okay. Oh, with them inside.
And with them inside, you can run your belt through here and wear it on your body. And they're so powerful that it will unstick your blood. And I don't know if you have studied the dark field microscopic work on the red blood cells. There's a whole science of that our red blood cells are clumped like a rug when they should be separate, each one separate little points.
I know what you're talking about.
And they get clumped for various reasons. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And this, wearing this belt, yesterday, Roy and I measured our blood, and it was clumped about 40% when we started. And then before we went to bed, we took it off so we could sleep, of course. It'd be hard to sleep with all that energy.
Mm-hmm.
But our clumpiness had gone down to only 10%.
Wow.
And put it on again this morning. Yeah. And it's an inexpensive thing to do. A lot of people have to buy an expensive $3,000 machine or something to unclump your blood. But see, the blood can carry more oxygen if it's not stuck together. So
Absolutely. So you attribute that to the properties of the lava stone, and then also what you put in it, the energy that you put in it.
Yes, the affirmations we put in affect the material universe. Mm-hmm. We humans are creators, and they hide that from us. I can teach anybody to do what I can do. I'm special, but everybody else is special. Special too, so.
That's for sure.
They just don't know it.
We just don't know it. Absolutely. You're right. Well, you do some pretty interesting things. You guys really do. And I know I don't know if people understand what you're talking about when you're saying numbers. I know, if I remember correctly, that the organs need to be at a 10, and the brain is something and the heart is something, right? Is that how
well, we measure, we measure the life force frequency on a scale of, we can do 1 to 10 or 1 to 100 to see how well it's working, or to see if it's blocked or not.
Mm-hmm.
When I say it's blocked, that would be emotional blockages.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional blockage would be something maybe you were told as a child, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, shut up. Children are to be seen and not heard, and all of things like that. It could come from your childhood, or it could come from another lifetime, and that squishes your life force down. So we're like detectives. We find out what's where you're blocked, and we clear those blockages. And then we measure your life force frequency again. And it always comes up. And as the life force frequency comes up, then your health comes up, and your happiness and your prosperity, everything comes up when you're vibrating at a higher frequency.
Absolutely. That's when the good stuff
Makes sense?
happens.
Yeah.
Since hanging around
Yeah.
you, I can get the
Good stuff,
number in my
magic.
leg up. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to run you over. Sometimes it looks like you're not talking, and sometimes it looks like you are, and I can't tell. Can somebody on the line please tell me if you guys can hear us okay? So I sure hate talking over my guests. It's one of the things I like hearing myself the least. And Taylor is so interesting. So what you're talking about right now, that's different than an actual just regular Reiki class, right? You do so many different things.
That's our multidimensional. We can go into other lifetimes, other realities, and cure or clear blockages.
Mm-hmm.
And it affects the physical body we're wearing this lifetime.
Can you give us an example of somebody that you've worked on where you've had some great results?
Okay, I have one right here. So what I was showing you was an assessment of this young man. He's 26 years old. He came here 2 days ago, and he came with 5 women, 4 aunts, and then his mother. They were all in their 40s and well dressed. So he was very important to them. He's a Latino man, but U.S. citizen. And he complained about anxiety and depression, not being able to control his emotions, getting sad, and overthinking the worst thoughts. So I took an assessment of him. So I checked his anxiety. It was 80% controlling him. Anxiety was an 8/10, a number like 8/10. It has to go down, while happiness has to go up. His worry was a 7/10. His depression was a 10/10. He was totally depressed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I start looking for the reason. And his feeling good enough was only a 1/10. So see, the whole thing was he was not feeling good enough. So you want me to continue?
So
Okay.
what did you do?
So well, I decided that he didn't know who he was. We're like born here on a blank slate. We don't know why we're here. We don't know if we've been here before. We don't know who we are. We're magical, powerful beings, but we don't know it. So then I measured his connection with Source, was only about 30%. So I did some energy healing on him, and I drove his connection to Source. I made him also negotiate too, to help me. I don't want them to feel like I'm just doing it for them. I want them to participate when they can.
Right.
So we increased his connection to Source to 90%. He was bringing God into his body. And then we opened his heart so he could give love out. Hey, the next day he told me he was really sore in his chest.
Oh my gosh.
I had my hand on his chest, but he was doing all the work, opening his heart to God so he could receive and give love. And all his numbers got better.
Oh, that's just,
Isn't that amazing?
it's amazing. That's what a lot of people are working on right now, is that heart, opening the heart right now. A lot of people think they're
They
having
are. Yeah.
physical, real physical ailments, and it turns out then doctors can't figure out what's wrong with them, but really, really, we are really being activated, opening up the heart right now.
Excellent. Yes. So spirit kind of guides me. I get an idea, then I muscle test to check the frequency and how important that idea is, and I go with it. Yeah, when we finished, he was, all of his numbers improved, his depression went down, and then he was just smiling and happy. And the ladies, when they saw him like an hour and 10 minutes later, oh, they were super happy. They waited. One came in with him and the other waited outside. The one came in with him also got a healing.
Mm-hmm. Does it tend to hold once you do that?
Yes.
It does. It holds. Once you adjust it, it holds. That's
holds, because that's who we are.
Mm-hmm.
That's who we are. We're happy. We're healthy. We're vibrant. We're smart. We're loving. We're kind. We're generous. That's who we are.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. Well, I'm so glad. And I know that you've worked on a lot of people that I know. I send people to you or somehow or another, you know them and I know them. I always love it when I'm at shows and I see you and Roy come along, because I know you're going to do something good to me. Can you teach people to call back the original body part? Can you tell people how you do it?
Well, we teach that. That's like when the body snatchers, they are beings. They don't have any consciousness to speak of. They go by and they're picking up requisitions for some warehouse, and they're not mean or evil. They just have a job to do, and they evidently, our original body parts are valuable somewhere. I don't think it's on Earth, though. I think it's some higher dimension or some other frequency. I don't think they're higher than we are, but some frequency. And they steal your original, like your leg. Do you still have your leg?
I don't know about my leg. You guys have brought my leg a couple times. I don't know about my leg, but
it's a prime commodity, your leg. Evidently, they like it.
I wish they'd knock it off. I'm sick of them. I wish they'd knock it off. Well, do you think that kind of thing is happening as much as it used to?
Muscle testing, I just got no, it's not.
I think no.
Do you have your original?
At this moment, do I have my
not
original?
Happening as much.
Yeah. I can't really tell if it's the original one. It's begun to feel a little bit better, but it's, I look down at it, and I test it. I see what it's doing. I find its number all the time, and it still hurts. I don't know. But I've also found out that when I'm around a person that's very emotional, or I get emotional because I'm worried about somebody, that my leg hurts worse than it used to. And I can get it out now. I can get that out now where I couldn't,
I got you, don't have it.
I'll have to call you later. They like my leg. Why do they like my leg so much, Taylor? I want to know.
I got sort of a picture in some other reality. It's on display,
Yeah, come get it.
like someone's home.
Yeah. I'd like to see him
Well,
try.
it's not fair and it's not theirs. And they can't.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get that puppy back. I got my friends too. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes we have to annihilate the supervisor.
Right. I understand
when we're
that.
Negotiating. Sometimes we have to kill someone.
That's the thing, is I'm such a negotiator. I like to do it and I'm really kind, but I'm kind of in my power now. So I think I'm going to go to that person's house and get the leg back, and who knows what's going to happen. I'm being funny, but I'm actually not. So, yeah, I'm not being funny.
I understand.
Well, we both have a
funny, but it is.
Yeah. We have, so if anybody doesn't know about this, I've done this work for people before. She does it all the time. Roy does it all the time. Todd does it, if you guys know Dr. Todd. So it's not something to really be being funny about, because you can lose something, and when you can get it back, and it feels completely different. So we're being funny, but it's actually the truth. So this type of energy work that she does is very different. And if you've ever been around these two people, Taylor and Roy, you know that they're from another galaxy far, far away. You just have to be around them for a minute to see. But you had
that was a secret.
You had a picture of somebody that I love. Could you tell me how you've been helping that one person? You showed me a picture.
Okay, I'll show you that. You can't see her face because I've taped these lava stones on them.
Okay.
That's her sitting in a chair.
Okay.
Okay. And I've been working on her liver. So the first thing you want to do when I'm working is to take a life force assessment. I'm going to show you this one.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So the first week, her liver had a life force vibration of 3 out of 10. So that means she was 70% blocked in her liver. Well, the liver is probably one of the most important organs in the body, because it helps you take the trash out, the toxins.
Sure.
The liver takes all that out. Well, the second week, we got her vibration up to a 5 out of 10. So therefore, she's only 50% blocked. And then the third week, she's a 6 out of 10. So for a lady her age and for her health condition, that's really good. That means healing is happening. When you have those really tiny numbers, there's no healing happening. They're just holding its own. So it's important to have a healthy vibration in each organ, life force vibration.
Right, absolutely. So what I love about doing these podcasts is I've been talking to people who have such different modalities, so many different ways to help people, so many different ways to understand what's going on in the body. And every one of them is just absolutely interesting. Quite a few folks have been working on that lovely lady. That's a friend of mine there. And I do know she is a lot better, everybody. So I'm just saying, I want to, if she's watching, I love you. Yeah, yay. She's doing a lot better.
Then diet is really important. What we eat, if we're eating traditional American food and processed food and drinking soda pop, and we're killing our bodies. And that's one reason we get into such a bad state in our health. We need to get on organic food, leave sugar alone, no wheat. It's hard to break, tradition. No processed food, no fast food. Only go to a restaurant where they home cook and they use organic foods. And drink spring water.
I think people really have, any people I've been talking to anyway, and I can say I've feel better. Certainly not, I haven't been eating out at all, you know. Every once in a blue moon we'll have something like a breakfast, something, a sandwich or something, but definitely eating at home and eating organic food made a big difference in my diet, certainly. And I said goodbye to the coffee and the sugar. I've still eaten a little bit of sugar here and there and coffee once in a blue moon, but trying to do better. You know, I think once you make that statement, and then there's products to help too. Can you talk about the products that you have?
Well, we, both my husband and I found out in 2004 that we had Lyme disease. And then we began to study it. And it's a cocktail of at least 4 bacteria and 1 virus. And it is a biological warfare weapon. It was created in a US laboratory to spray, I guess, on the enemy, but somehow it got out of containment, probably like this virus we're dealing with now. It got out of containment, and according to some books we've read, they actually sprayed it on Cuba when we were worrying about them. Sprayed it on their sugar production in their fields where they grew, and they put it in a tick, and they're hoping the tick would bite the people and transfer all of the bacteria cocktail to the person. And there's over 100 different symptoms because you got a bunch of different bacteria in the concoction. It's pretty serious, and there's on the Facebook, there's Lyme groups, and just terrible, terrible suffering. So Roy and I found out that we had that. And then we decided we would not go the traditional antibiotic route, and we prayed about it. And we came across a substance called chlorine dioxide. Has a nickname of water purifier, also called MMS, Miracle Mineral Solution. It kills all viruses, and it kills all the bacteria that has the gram positive charge. I think it works electrically. It'll go in, it doesn't hurt the good bacteria, and it doesn't hurt your body, because our body is negatively charged, and the bad bacteria is positively charged. So we began to drink it back in 2004. They didn't have a easy protocol. We were taking quite a few drops every day. Now it's a little bit easier. We took it hot and heavy for about 2 months. Roy noticed within about 3 weeks he could close his hands again. They had rheumatoid arthritis in the joints, and he could not, make a fist. In about 3 weeks he could close his hands again. So we knew we were going in the right direction, and we could muscle test and talk to the body. And we'd ask the body, well, how are we doing? Are we eliminating it? Yes or no? And then we get some percentages. So we just kept going, taking more and more, and continually taking it every day, 2 years straight. And then we could measure the quantity of the bacteria that were still in our body. Because this one called the spirochete, it'll bore into your bones. It's a first cousin to syphilis, because they found skeletons with holes in the bones from 1,000 years ago. So you have to take it a long time. For every time you take it, it gets used up in 1 hour. So every time you take it, it goes deeper and deeper into the body. So finally we muscle tested on a scale of 1,000. 1 to 1,000, we might have had like one bacteria. So I don't know if we'd ever completely get rid of it, but your own immune system can keep it down. That's something a lot of people don't pay attention to, is their own immune system. Because if you just keep the population down with your own immune system, it's never a problem. We just live with it, and the immune system kills it. But once it gets out of hand, there's just terrible suffering, and people have spent thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars on medication and tests. Marriages have been broken up because of the Lyme disease. It's highly contagious. If one person in the family gets it, chances are the whole family has it, including their dogs and cats and birds.
It doesn't cost much either, the travel pack of the stuff.
It's very cheap. To use it 8 hours a day, it costs you about $1 a week. That's amazing.
Isn't that something?
You're just taking drops.
Mhm.
Drops. That's all you're taking. We've started selling it after we saw how great it was. And it was like 2004, and we've never raised the price. The travel kit is $17. The 4-ounce standard kit's $25. It'll last you probably 6 months.
So let me ask you a question. It's better to just start taking that and take it, not do it like I do, which is take it once in a while when I remember. What reminds me is my knees. When I stand up, I know I've got it in my knees. Then I go in the kitchen and I drink it.
That's the bacteria that get in the joints. It's
Mhm.
really not a blood disease. It's more of a tissue and a joint disease, muscle tissue and joints. Yeah, just if you could somehow remember, write yourself notes. We took it every day for 2 years.
Oh my gosh. And how many drops of each one? Because it comes in a packet, number 1 and number 2, or however they got it. And you mix it together in a dry glass, put the water in. And how many drops are you saying is the best way to go with that stuff?
Well, it depends on how toxic, the person is. They can start with just taking 1 drop a day of each bottle, and you let it activate for 20, 30 seconds. And then you fill your glass up with water and drink it down, or you could put it in a plastic container with a tight lid, or you could sip on it all day long. So it gets used up in 1 hour. So some people's body is so toxic that they need to start off real slow.
Okay.
But they have a protocol 1000, which is 3 drops every hour, 8 hours a day.
Wow. Holy cow.
Yeah, but most people, their bodies, they would have diarrhea and they would be vomiting because their body's so toxic.
Right.
So whatever it runs into first, it will oxidize. It'll oxidize heavy metals too in your body. It'll oxidize medication. That's anti-life medication.
That's what
interesting. It really is like a miracle.
It's a beautiful miracle. I started taking it. Well, what I met you last year, I guess, when I started taking it, and every other kind of detox thing, because I was really working on my liver from being a florist for so long, and different things like things that you put in your body that you shouldn't, like a pill for something, whatever. You can just get all of that stuff out, and my body shows that I did. So I've been working really hard on that. So
your liver's in pretty good shape now.
What's that?
So your liver's in pretty good shape now. It's about average.
Yes. That is
You've worked up to average.
Isn't that awesome? That makes me so happy to hear, because I really have been working on that thing. I've been talking to it. I've been doing all kinds of stuff. Because when you have to take vaccines, or you have to take pills, and then you have to take a pill for the pill they gave you the pill for, and then pretty soon you get a job, and the job has pesticides, and on and on and on. And that's what happened to me, kids. So it took me a long time to get a nice, happy liver. And believe me, I'm going to get some nice, happy knees again, because I'm going to be taking the stuff she's talking about. But you guys also sell DMSO. And the other thing I love that you guys sell is the spray-on magnesium. I use that all the time.
That's an awesome product. It's called transdermal magnesium spray. It's good for underarm deodorant. It kills bacteria, so And it's also close to your heart when you're spraying your underarms with it. It's very good. There's a 300-page book about transdermal magnesium. Can you believe that?
Holy cow.
It's for sale on Amazon. On one mineral, transdermal magnesium.
Why do you suppose that people are feeling cramps in their legs so much now?
I don't know. I've been drinking boron too for that. You can go to Walmart on the bottom shelf and get borax and put like a teaspoon in a quart of warm water, shake it up, and you're getting boron. And that also helps leg cramps. Drink a little sip every day.
A sip
Stir
every
cheap.
day. Yeah, that would be. Well, a sip every day
Yeah,
of
you're
that.
drinking your soap water.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the amount of magnesium I was taking was climbing until I started rubbing that stuff on. And then now I'm drinking the magnesium that's the powdered that you put in the water. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Is that pretty good too?
I just do the no, because it's digestive system and that changes it. I think I just do the spray on magnesium and personally, and I'm doing boron from borax, dirt cheap.
Okay. Could you say it again? How much of the boron stuff that you drink though? Could you say it? Because somebody's going to ask me. You know they are.
Okay, let's go. Let's go a tablespoon per quart of, let's go distilled water. We use spring water because we're out in the country and we know our spring water is good. I don't know about bottled water and I don't know about city water. Let's go for distilled water, 1 quart, and a tablespoon of borax.
Okay.
Shake it up.
All right.
It should dissolve in there.
Shake it up. Okay. Awesome. What do you use DMSO for?
The DMSO, it takes anything that you're taking and deeper. You'll take it into the brain. You'll take it deep, deep, deep into your body. So if I have a muscle cramp, I use, I put the spray on transdermal magnesium, and then on top of that, I will put some DMSO to take it in deeper for cramp.
Ah, that's I forgot.
Sometimes I'll just do the DMSO. I like it with the silver water. You can spray your eyes with it, spray your mouth. If you get cut, you can spray your cuts.
I love that stuff.
Yep. So
And what is the
it'll take away.
Go ahead.
I say it'll take away like a pain in your tooth. If you just keep spraying the silver water and the DMSO. You can make it a half and half in a little spray bottle. And just keep spraying every time you think of it, several times an hour. And pretty soon the pain in your tooth or jaw will be gone. Because the DMSO takes the silver and kills the bacteria.
It's an amazing product. Colloidal silver does so much that people just don't know about. They just don't know. And it's been around forever and it works great and it doesn't cost very much. And I mean, all of these products work great, doesn't cost very much.
and they don't do damage.
Exactly.
No damage done.
Absolutely.
Now this, the MMS, water purifier or chlorine dioxide, it will take care of that virus, the new virus, the coronavirus, in 3 days.
Okay.
And you can breathe it too. Sniff it in It'll take care of the sinus and the lungs. You're sniffing in the chlorine dioxide gas, but you only want to do it once a day because if you do it more, it could be cost.
We lost you. We lost you there. Can you say that again? Can you say about the breathing? Yeah, the breathing of it.
Okay. Okay, you're making your chlorine dioxide, and before you add the water, you breathe it in one breath, and only once a day.
Okay.
Because if you do more, it could be caustic to your lungs.
Okay.
But if you breathe it in only once a day, it will kill the virus inside your lungs and bacteria and cancer.
Okay. Very good. I'm kind of used to how it smells and tastes. It smells like progress.
The big pharmacy hires people to blog against it, and they call it bleach.
Oh, right.
I've seen that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, they don't want to lose $1 out of their trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
So they hire an army.
Right. Yeah, that's
attack it.
When I find that stuff gets taken down from social media, I always wonder, it's usually something fairly good that they're taking away. But I tell you, definitely the quality of this call is odd, and my phone isn't working today. And I have felt that yesterday and the next couple days are going to be pretty important for anybody who is listening. The energy is up really high. Something awesome could be happening. So not going to say what and where I heard that from, but just hold that good energy. There also might be some comets in the sky. They might be something amazing. So look up, everybody. So Taylor, what do you want to say? Is there anything else you want to say? I know what I want to say real quick before I give you the floor, is if anybody would like to donate for them to repair their roof, please do. And how would they do that, Taylor?
They could just go to GoFundMe and look up Reiki Ranch Fire.
Okay.
We're the only ones. Reiki Ranch Fire at GoFundMe.
Okay. Great.
That would be perfect. I appreciate that. Yes. Does anyone have any questions on your group?
I am so sorry. I am not even sure if it's working any further. I've turned it off and on a few times. I'm not sure. So if people have questions, you guys can always send me the questions and I will get them to Taylor. Could you tell me when your program, do you have any dates in the future for your program? To start up your class?
I do. June the 20th would be Reiki 1 free, and also would be Reiki Master Weekend. So June the 20th and 21st.
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, sure.
Your support.
Absolutely. I would love to see if people could donate. I have not donated yet. I was waiting for today being the day. I was hoping we could send you some dough. These guys do a lot of good work. When she talks about people on that property, people love and support them and help them, and they help people all the time, you guys. And so when they ask for folks to reach out to be healed, that's an amazing thing. So if you go and friend them, a friend Taylor Vance, a friend the Reiki Ranch, where does it come from? Where does the when you want people, where do you put it on Facebook? When you want people to be part of your class?
I used to advertise, but Facebook won't let me advertise anymore because of my freedom views. So they have to go to Reiki Ranch. Yeah, ReikiRanch.com.
Okay.
ReikiRanch.com. People find me.
Good. Well, they should, because you have a great program and an awesome partner in Roy. I hope you give him a love from me. And everybody is welcome on this program with whatever their views are, because I'm a holder open of whatever your view is, because there's truth in everything out there, kids. Keep your mind open, because there's a little bit of truth in absolutely everything. And I love what you said today, Taylor, and I thank you so much for being such a shining light in our area for healing for people. And I'm sure I will be talking to you. So remember, everybody, just go to the Reiki Ranch on Facebook. Is there any other way people find you, though?
I Google in the area, say Northwest Washington, Reiki classes.
Okay.
We usually come up pretty high there.
Okay, good, good. Because their program
free Reiki. Yeah, free Reiki training.
Okay. And anybody can ask me. I'll give you your number. Well, thank you so much for being on today. And I just send you my love. And I will get the questions to you if people have them, but hopefully people will donate to the GoFundMe for the Reiki Ranch. So sending you love, and love to Roy today.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate you. Okay. Bye-bye.